Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. If you're watching this, that means that you are officially here watching the 1K video, the long-awaited one that everybody has been asking for. So here we are. Make sure to like, subscribe, and turn on the notification bell. And without further ado and a long introduction, I'm going to start by reading the first theory. Let's go. Also, the topic of the video is reading your guys' Season 5 theories. So, should have clarified that first, but let's actually go. Okay, starting off, I'm going to go with, I hope I'm pronouncing these names right, by the way. If I butcher your username, don't get mad at me. Mimo Halaza123. He said, congratulations, man. When I first saw your channel, I saw you were a small content creator. I saw you with amazing potential, and I was right. Your Stranger Things content is like nothing else I could imagine. Detailed, honest, cool, and interesting. I will always watch your channel and content whenever I'm looking for ST content. Keep up the good work. I hope you get 10K by the end of August. Thank you. I don't know about 10K by the end of August, but thank you so much for commenting. Shout out to them. Go check out their YouTube. I don't know if they post anything, but I mean, shouting them out. Next up is Ryan's Universe. They said, number 1, I have one theory. When Nancy is talking about the vision, she says there will be a giant monster with a gaping mouth. Maybe this is a new monster or the Mind Flayer's final form. Number 2, yes, I want a shout out. So shout out to them, Ryan's Universe. Number 3, I think you should live stream and segment. Okay, that's just for me. But anyways, at the end, I said congrats on 1K. You're already getting close to 2K. During filming this, I'm already at 2K. Thank you. But yeah, your theory, I agree with it. I think it could definitely be a new monster. From the leaks, though, I mean, the Mind Flayer's final form, I'd probably agree more with. But both of those ideas are good, and I feel like your theory will come true. So keep an eye out on Season 5. Next up, P for Elbro says, congratulations. Number 1, not a big theory, but I think the clip of Dustin crying in Steve's arms is not because Steve is sacrificing himself or because someone died. I think that somehow Steve and Dustin separated, and Dustin sort of has a PTSD moment from what happened to Eddie and maybe thought Steve is dead. When they reunite, I think Dustin felt so much relief that he started crying. Steve's face also looked kind of shocked or concerned for Dustin, not like someone died or like he'll sacrifice himself. I also don't think they will be put into the trailer. I definitely agree with that. I was actually thinking the same thing. I think that's a very good theory because Steve looks a bit too calm for if somebody died. So definitely agree with that. Very good theory. And number 2, they should shout out. So shout out to P4L Bro. You can go check them out. And then they said congrats on 1K, even though it's at 1.7K. Thank you. Thank you for commenting. And next up is Trash Panda 88.zz. I hope I'm reading that correctly. They said, hi, stumbled across your videos 1 week ago. Keep up the good work. 3 theories. They said, theory 1. This is one I've heard talked about before where Will is getting possessed by Vecna in certain moments, but I would go a step deeper to say I think Vecna will use Will. When Will said to run to people are saying that he's telling them to run from something, but I think he's telling them to run from Will, controlled by Vecna, and believe it will be like this. First third of the show, Will fighting off Vecna from taking over halfway through. Vecna wins and takes over fully, not killing his friends yet, just watch, observing. Will can't control his body, only when Vecna doesn't need it, but Will can't say anything to his friends about it, because Vecna's still there. Will can't stop. His friends find out what's happening and boom, and are trying to find a way to save him. Yeah, that's kind of it. A wild theory, which is probably not going to happen, but it would be fun to see. Also, minor theory off is that when Vecna controls him, he goes to a place in Vecna's mind where Max is too, and it's really weird. I can picture it, but I really can't explain. I agree with that. I think that Will probably will get possessed by Vecna again. Don't know if the run clip is for that, but it would definitely be very cool if it is. I said theory 2. Short, it's just that Will could be saying run because he feels something is wrong and he's using his very unstable powers. I don't think this one will happen because I don't feel like Will have powers in Season 5. But then again, there's really no way in telling until the season comes out, so this could definitely be true. In theory 3, they said, when Will says to run, he's getting flashes of memories back from when he was in the Upside Down. That's why his eyes look like that. that could be it because we know that they filmed flashbacks. So great theories, and they said the writing's a bit messy, but it was honestly perfectly fine. Thanks so much for commenting. And next person, Game Over Jesse said, congrats, thank you, shout out to them. Next up is J Noah J. They said, my theory, it's kind of crazy. I think that the Demogorgons are people. In the trailer, we saw Will jumping from a tree trying to get away from a Demogorgon. I think that while he was there, Vecna or some other powerful being tried to make him into a Demogorgon or turn him into a monster, but he escaped, which is why he was running from the Demogorgon. Why is the Upside Down only an exact replica of Hawkins? I think that once the first gate opened on November 6th, since the Upside Down is basically one giant hive mind, it somehow replicated the real world into trying to manipulate Will into thinking it's his actual home, so the Mind Flayer could make him a part of the army. This is why it's stuck in November 6, 1983. This could possibly be the origin of all the Demogorgons because the Mind Flayer made other pocket realms of other humans' hometowns once a gate was opened in them. So why can Will still sense the Upside Down sorry, I can't read that. It's like blurry on my computer. Will see that every Upside Down creature is a part of a hive mind. So since Will has become a part of the hive mind in the Upside Down, I think a little part of him is still connected to the hive mind even if it isn't his whole body. So every time he senses something is wrong in Hawkins, it's because a part of him is connected to the hive mind flayer himself. That's my theory. It's a bit wild. Also keep up the amazing content. Thank you. Shout out to J Noah J. That's a very crazy theory. I can say that I've never actually heard that before, so that was a very interesting idea. I'd be very surprised if that actually happens. I mean, that's a pretty good plot. I mean, the whole human Demogorgon thing, you explained that very well, and that's a very good theory, so great job on that. That's very good, actually. It also explains the time freeze in the Upside Down. So, awesome theory. Now, next, we got Alpha Chicken. Before I read his comment, this is the first member of 11 Circle, my membership program. You can join right now for $1.99 a month, so shout out to this guy. He gets a shout out every video. I'll give him even another one at the end. So shout out to Alpha Chicken. He said, hello Kaden, congrats on 1K. So glad I found and subscribed to this gem of a YouTube channel. And to celebrate, here's my theory for you. So basically, I think that for season 5, Will is going to have powers like Elle. Since he's super connected to Vecna and the Upside Down, the show might reveal in a flashback that he had powers this whole time and he finally learns to use them. To back this up, in the teaser trailer, we see Will kind of in a trance like Elle when she's looking for someone. And we also see him pass out and fall to the ground as if he's just passed out after overexerting himself using his powers. Since these things are pretty similar to Elle, I wouldn't be surprised if it's revealed that he has powers like her. Again, congrats on 1K and can't wait to see you grow even more. Thank you. And for your theory, I think that's a very good theory. While I do not think that Will have powers like everybody is saying, I feel like the theories for it, like the evidence that they use, is very good. So if it does happen, I can see why it will happen. But that pretty much is a good theory. So I can definitely still see Will having powers. So great theory. Again, shout out to Alpha Chicken. And next up is Stranger Pops. They said, congrats to 1K, you really deserve it. As for the theory, I pretty much got a hot take, but I actually think we'll see Vecna at one point working against the Mind Flayer. The play explains that the Mind Flayer killed Henry's family through him, so he'll fight back just like Will. That's a very good theory, honestly. I actually finished watching the first Shadow about a week ago, I'd say. Maybe 2 weeks, so very good. Love that theory. And for the shout out, they said I would really love that. So shout out to Stranger Pops. You can go subscribe to them. I've seen a few of their videos. Pretty good. Go check them out. Very good YouTuber. And they said much love from here. Keep up the good work. Thank you. And next up now is musician art_film. Go check them out. I have seen their channel. Pretty good music. They said, yo, congrats. I'm glad I was an early subscriber. I know you were. I've seen you. My theories are Mr. Clark will come and help the main 4 kids. Vecna will come back and have a big fight scene, but then later I feel like there will be a bigger one with the Mind Flayer and maybe even something worse. I also think 11 will work to stopping Vecna and will stop the Mind Flayer. Also, the Hawkins lab group might find more information and documents potentially leading to Vecna's weaknesses and maybe even Will in the Upside Down. All I know is they're gonna find important stuff because in the Upside Down is stuck, so they will find stuff from 1983 and earlier. Yeah, these are some of my theories. I have so much more that I didn't remember. Oh, and also, Will might get powers. He will have flashbacks of his time in the Upside Down, then suddenly remember so many things leading up to one big memory, awakening his powers, and potentially a revolution on how to stop the Mind Flayer or Vecna. Wow, you guys have a lot of theories on powers, so interested to see if that happens because of the popularity on that. But very good theory. I do agree that they will probably find some information or documents on info about the Upside Down and Vecna. I love all the Mind Flayer and Vecna theories. Very good, very good. Anyways, I love your theory. Thank you so much for commenting. And next, C Snipes 1, shout out to them. You can go check out their channel. They said their theory is in season 2 when they got the Upside Down out of Will, it didn't fully get out. And in season 5, Will either be reactivated or Vecna will curse him again, and he'll end up having his powers and helping Vecna. And then they'll have to cure him, and in the finale, 11 almost kills Vecna, but ends up dying in the process. And then Will gets cured and finishes Vecna with his powers, him getting cursed to explain why Will is screaming run. I do not need a shout out since second theory will discover some powers that he didn't know he had, and this will let him control the demo dogs. Since he threw up Dart, which later became a demo dog, he will find a way to control him using his powers, and I also feel like his neck hair sticking out telling him when bad things are happening when he feels Vecna. I think it will get stronger. Very good theory. Again, lots of Will possession theories. I think this theory also does make sense. 11 will probably die in the finale, honestly. But Will getting cured and stuff, very cool theory. And I would actually really like this plot. Sounds very good to me. Thank you for commenting. And next, shout out to Stephanie S1A6W. I hope I read that right. It says, congrats, love your videos. Thank you. Now next. And then Carson Kelly CK gave me lots of advice for YouTube and how I'm going to grow with my potential. So thank you so much. Very nice comment. And for the shout out, he said, feel free. It's up to me. So I will shout him out. You can go sub to Carson Kelly CK. Thank you so much for commenting. Next up is boy named Sebastian. He said, I'm late, but I'll try. Shout out to him. He said, Wheelers, I feel like Ted Wheeler will die sacrificing himself to protect his family from the Demogorgon. Karen has been near to death by the Demogorgon, and she survived it. But then in this season, she recognizes it and tells Holly she knows what to do. Probably not, but it's just a theory. Sinclair's Lucas will fight the Demogorgons to protect Max. I agree with this. I also agree with the Wheelers. Erica will survive. I hope so. We don't want to lose a baddie. I do think Erica will survive. She's a kid. Come on. Byers, Mama Joyce will fight Demogorgon. Confirmed. Will gets cursed by Vecna. I agree with. Jonathan dies to save Nancy, Steve, and Dustin. Maybe. I guess we'll have to see. And nothing for Henderson because I don't want to think about that. I totally agree. Nothing for Henderson. And thank you so much for commenting. So next up, for the final comment is also more predictions from Trash Panda. It might be Trish or Trash. I'm sorry. My screen's pixely when I'm editing. So it says, hi again. I have more predictions about who's going to die. Number 1, Dustin will die saving Steve, saying, I guess I didn't need a babysitter anymore. And Steve will marry Nancy and name their kid Dustin. Maybe. Erica will die in front of Lucas. That would be very sad. I hope that does not happen. I don't think Will die. I think 11's gonna die because she died in the first season, so in the last she actually dies. I do agree with this. I think 11 will die. Jonathan's also gonna die. His dying words being, I see the way you look at him. Go be happy. Tell my mom I'm sorry. That would be very sad. They said Karen's also probably going to die along with Ted. I agree with that. They said they would love a shout out, so shout out to Trash Panda. I hope it's Trash and not Trish. But go check them out. Anyways, that's all that I have for you guys today. Thank you so much for coming to the 1K video. I know you all have been wanting this so long, so very glad to finally give it to you. But make sure to like, subscribe, and turn the notification bell. Shout out to Alpha the Chicken. And I will see you guys in the next video tomorrow, which will hopefully be hot takes unless a bigger idea comes or a leak comes out. So yeah, bye guys.